Alright folks, just going to make a little video on making macaroni and cheese because everybody tends to like it, and every time we make some for anything at church, it's always gone. So I figured I'd make a video and show you how to make your own. Obviously first you got to cook your macaroni, and I like macaroni that's not real done and mushy, just to where it's starting to get done and getting good and tender. So this is 3 pounds of macaroni for this one because I'm making a great big pan of macaroni and cheese for church. I got a dozen eggs right here, if you can see them. Got a dozen eggs beat up good with a little bit of milk put in it. You're going to drain your macaroni in a colander pretty good. Then we're just going to start layering. Just put part of my macaroni, get a pretty good layer of macaroni, just the macaroni itself. Put that much in there and just see what it looks like. Maybe put a little bit more. Just where you got probably about an inch, maybe a little bit more than that. Probably about an inch though, about an inch of macaroni in there. And I use real butter. Don't use any margarine or anything. I use real butter to do this with. I just take regular stick butter, just cut me some pieces of it, and I put it all throughout this macaroni and cheese. I don't think you can have too much butter. I guess you could if you put 10 sticks in there or something other, but put you some. Put your butter in there pretty good. Put you a good layer of butter. Then I'm gonna show you the secret ingredient here in a minute that I think makes it really, really good. But we're gonna put all this together. We got the stove. I like to cook it at about 375, but everybody's always asking me for all kind of recipes and stuff, and if people like my pork chop stew, I'll do a video on that sometime. But put a layer of butter in there, and we're going to take part of these eggs. And I'm just going to pour them in there and just kind of go all throughout the macaroni and cheese with them. I don't want to put all of them in there because I'm going to put another layer of everything here in a second. But put the butter in there, and you can use whatever kind of cheese you want. I like sharp cheddar, but regular mild cheddar will work. Colby cheese is really good. I like to mix, sometimes I like to mix cheddar cheese and Colby cheese. Makes a real good macaroni and cheese. Obviously always make sure your hands is clean. I use my hands about as much as I use anything else. Just pour that cheese in there and get you a good layer of cheese. We like cheesy macaroni. And this is a great big macaroni and cheese. Now, obviously you wouldn't be making one of this big unless you're having some big dinner or something like that, because Lord of mercy, it'd take you a week to eat all this. When I make my macaroni, when I'm cooking the macaroni, and you probably already know this, but in case you don't, put you some oil in the pan with it, just regular old cooking oil. It tends to help that macaroni from sticking together so much, because you don't want macaroni in a big old ball. You want it to be able to, where you can spread it out like this. Alright, so now we're going to put another layer of butter in there. some people probably don't do this, but I always put a layer, at least some butter on the top. I might not put as much as I put down in the layers or whatever, but I put some butter on the top. Everybody always asks me, well, how much of this do you use or how much of that do you use? I don't know, because I don't ever measure nothing. I just do whatever looks right and feels right. And this is actually my mama's recipe for macaroni and cheese. She's been making it this way my whole life, probably even before I was born. And I just kind of took over a little bit with it, and everybody says they really like it, so I'm going to pour the rest of our egg mixture in there. And my secret ingredient is still over here. I ain't going to put it in there yet because it'll go all the way down to the bottom of this pretty much. So just pour that in there. When this bakes up, boy, the eggs bake in there and they make it really good too. Put some more cheese in here. Spread it out pretty good. And you notice I am not chintzy with the cheese. I like the cheese in there. We like it to be cheesy. Alright, now it's time for our secret ingredient. If I can find my little can opener. We'll just use a regular can opener. Right here's our secret ingredient, evaporated milk. Shake it up good, make sure it's all shook up good. I just pour it in there. You see I got 2 cans. And it just depends. Sometimes I use 2 cans, sometimes I might use 3 cans on the macaroni and cheese this big. Today we're going to use 2 cans. If you're cooking this regular size macaroni and cheese for your house, for just a normal supper or whatever, you probably ain't going to use no 2 or 3 cans, but you just want to put it in there. It makes that macaroni and cheese a little moist in there and just gives it a good flavor. Just pour it in there liberally. And then I'm going to take, I doubt if I use this whole stick of butter, but we're going to use a little bit of butter. And my wife's probably going to kill me because I was supposed to spray this pan with this cooking spray over here and I forgot, so it might stick a little bit, but it'll be all right. It'll be all good. If that video's shaking, that's called my wife's over there filming me. But it probably won't be shaking too bad. She's pretty good. Pretty good gal. Been good to me for a lot of years. Anyway, all we're going to do is just finish up putting this butter on here. We're going to pop this thing in the oven. For how long? I don't know. Till the cheese melts good and you start getting a golden brown little crust here and there on the top. It ain't, you don't want it to be real brown, but you want the cheese to be melted good and you want it to start getting a little brown. And that's pretty much all there is to it. I'll take some pictures at the end and put on this post. But I'll take some pictures at the end of the finished product. But that's pretty much all you got to do. You just pop it in the oven and let her cook. And that's it. And that's my macaroni and cheese. So y'all enjoy. If you make it, let me know. And I'll talk to you. Have a good one.